start.
Okay. Hello to all you Cinephiles out there. I dropped my phone. Today we're going to be reviewing X-Men Apocalypse, the third, technically, I guess, third sequel of these new timeline. It started with First Class, then Days of Future Past.
The third one of this new timeline trilogy with this certain group of characters, or technically actors portraying these characters, some new characters, and the 8th X-Men film made by Fox. I went into the movie really kind of preparing myself for a letdown, because I had heard a few problems about it. I heard there's a problem with the final. I've heard like something about the final battle. Jennifer Lawrence phones it in, and I think that's all I heard. Those only two. Other than that, I heard the movie was good. So, come to find out, Jennifer Lawrence did not phone it in. In my opinion, she did not phone it in as much as I heard she did. It was a little phoned in, but she still put effort in. But you know, I guess she's as far as we all know, she's washed her hands of the role and she's done. And but overall, I thought it was a really good movie.
Jennifer Lawrence is one of the greatest actors of this time. So you can tell when she's phoning it in. She did phone it in a couple of times, but you know, there were some moments. Basically, when she was out of the makeup, she was okay, pretty, and you know, kind of nailed it at times. But for the most part, it just, you know, she's not really Mystique to me. She never really was. No,
not really. The closest she ever came was the second movie, Days of Future Past. But even then, because she was doing the legit Mystique thing, but even then, like, she didn't measure up to her predecessor. What was that actress's name?
Rebecca Romijn.
Rebecca Romijn. Love you, girl. Why won't you come back and do this role? Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer, you did a great. You did. We're not saying you did a bad job with Mystique. You just weren't as good as Rebecca Romijn, and until they find somebody as good as her or better, you know, that's just you know, where we stand right now. But you are a great actress, and you've won an Oscar for crying out loud, and we know you can do good work. And maybe you just weren't quite the right fit for the role. Maybe you were just cast because you were popular at the time, and you still are popular now. And but yeah. However,
yeah,
all the other casting is pretty good. I love Michael Fassbender as Magneto.
He's probably the greatest Magneto.
The thing is, he plays a really good young Magneto. That's why he is Magneto. And you know, because people probably wanted a younger version of Ian McKellen, but you know, that's a really narrow field and probably not going to find that. So they did a great job by finding a guy who could play a believable and very good younger version of Magneto, and it worked out really well. What's the actor's name who plays Xavier, the younger one?
James McAvoy.
That's right, James McAvoy. I think he's excellent as Xavier.
Oh yeah, he's really he's also another one that hits it out of the park.
Oh yes.
For his role.
So speaking of that, what did you think of the fact how they made him turn bald in this movie?
Great. We finally get our Professor X bald, and I found out the wheelchair he's using at the end, I think, or maybe throughout the whole movie. It's either at the end or throughout the whole movie. It's the same wheelchair that Patrick Stewart used in the X-Men films.
That's awesome.
So,
because I know that these films are supposed to be, so far, they're supposed to be a preface, like they're supposed to be leading. This was supposed to be the time before the first films we got. However, since Wolverine went back and changed the timeline, it's what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's anything's possible. They can do anything they want. They don't have to go back the same way they did before. So I was a little skeptical on the actor who was going to play Scott Summers, Cyclops. He just didn't look that good in the trailer to me, but then when I saw the movie, I kind of saw what they were kind of going for with him, and I think the actor pulled the character off pretty well, and I thought him and Jean I thought both of them were great.
Yeah, their chemistry was way better than Mr. Fantastic's and Sue Storm.
Oh my god.
Way better.
They share. What was in that movie? They shared like a laughing moment together, or something. I don't know. It's like, we're supposed to be attracted to each other, but we're not.
Yeah.
I don't.
Sophie Turner as Jean Grey was also great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, she comes from Game of Thrones, so she is used to, I guess, TV acting. But even there,
I need to watch more of the show.
She knocks it out in Game of Thrones, but she also pretty much knocks it out here. I'm really excited to see more of her as Jean Grey.
Oh yeah.
And stuff like that. And Scott Summers. I'm ready to see more of Scott Summers.
The actor that played Alex Summers, I don't know his name. I've seen him in many different things. I was kind of worried that he was just going to be in the movie just for the heck of it. And even though they did show this a little bit in the trailer, I didn't know what part it was going to be at. I was worried that he was just going to be like an extra guy in the movie, wasn't really going to do anything. But he had a great moment in the Cerebro room whenever Apocalypse is accessing Xavier using Cerebro to contact everyone on the planet. And who was it? It was Xavier, right? That told him, Alex, destroy Cerebro now.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex just went nuts. He just started destroying that place, and I was like, that is awesome. And it sucks that he died.
Yeah.
But oh my god! But right after that part, I loved Quicksilver's little bit in the movie, just like the previous movie, Days of Future Past. And honestly, like when I was watching it, I was thinking this is really, for the first time, I was thinking this is really good that they're doing this again, just like in Days of Future Past. However, from what I was telling myself at the time was that Days of Future Past's scene was better. But now that I think back to it, I think I think both scenes kind of stand equal, because when I think back to it, there were really funny moments.
Yeah.
In the second one, when the guy's like puckering up, he's got the tongue rings, it's like.
Oscar Isaac did really well as Apocalypse. In my opinion, I really think he did a great voice for it. And
what else has he done?
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, I don't even know.
He was Poe Dameron in Star Wars.
Really? I did not know that.
But yeah, I thought he knocked it out of the park. Apocalypse's look, at first I didn't really quite was into it. Then they kind of, I guess, changed it up. They kind of made it more bluer or purplish to match the comics, and I was into it. And he's very intimidating. I mean, he could kill people with sand.
Oh yeah.
Slit people's throats with sand.
I thought Apocalypse played his role just fine, and I thought, yeah, like the actor definitely. I did not recognize him at all. Like if you didn't tell me that was Poe Dameron, I would have never known. So the fact that he was able to disguise himself that much was, really good. The actress that played Storm, I thought she did a great job. I liked how Apocalypse basically awakened the full potential of their powers. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, because the craziest scene for me was whenever he showed Magneto what he could do. He says you have to reach for the metal in the earth, and you just rip it out of the ground. And I was like, oh my god. So basically, that shows that Magneto, if he wanted to, could tear the world apart. Yeah. That's insane. Don't piss this guy off. But the actress who played what was her name?
Psylocke.
Psylocke. Thank you. I don't remember the actress's name.
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn. I've seen her in a couple. I think I've seen her in one or two other movies. From what I understand, Psylocke is supposed to be a really attractive character or a villain. I don't know if she's a villain most of the time. The X-Men universe can be kind of confusing. But yeah, she's supposed to show off like a lot of skin with her outfit, and they kind of honored that with this movie without showing too much. Mm-hmm. And she looked great.
She looked great, but they underused her.
They did.
She didn't have as many lines as I thought she would have.
She did. Yeah, she was there. She kicked ass a little bit. She showed off. They showed off the goods a couple times. When that scene when she was running and Angel came and picked her up. Mm. I mean, anyways.
Again with Angel too. I feel like they mistreated Angel.
I think there was just too many characters in the movie. Like not a lot of them got to get their their equal amount of focus. But yeah, I thought Angel was I was confused at first why Angel's wings were like metal or something in the trailer, and then it shows Apocalypse made him that way. And then at the same time, I thought Angel was Angel was okay. So at the beginning of the movie, Nightcrawler and Angel have a fight in like this forced like mutant ring event where they're forced to fight each other for, you know, the entertainment and sport of man. Mm-hmm. And Nightcrawler, like when he legitimately finally takes on Angel, he defeats him. He takes him down. Now Angel's back stronger with, you know, the metal wings and everything. And yeah, he makes it harder for Nightcrawler, but Nightcrawler still whoops his ass almost like no problem. Yeah. And I was like, dang man, you got powered up by freaking Apocalypse and you still couldn't beat him? I was like, oh lord. But I did like how they utilized Nightcrawler's fight scenes capabilities with the teleportation at the end of the movie, because I thought it was really well done. I didn't really like the hairdo, even though it did kind of fit his character a little bit. I understand it's the 80s, so it was, you know, it made sense. Everyone had crazy hairstyles like that, so I mean, I guess for a younger Nightcrawler in the 80s, it worked. And I think he should have gotten just a bit more focus, just a little bit, but he did a good job. I liked that they finally brought him back, and I do like the original actor for Nightcrawler that they had in X-Men 2, but as for a younger Nightcrawler that could be in the X-Men cinematic universe movies or whatever for the foreseeable future, I think this actor takes the cake. He could really do it. This Nightcrawler could be really good. This is something the end of the movie I was kind of expecting, and I was thinking this has to come into play at some point. At the end of the movie, in the final act, when Apocalypse is overpowering Charles in his mind, Charles calls upon Jean, and Jean uses her powers of the Phoenix to defeat Apocalypse. So, and we both pretty much called it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did you think of Phoenix and shown in this one?
Well, that was great.
That was much more closer to what the comics show. They really show the orange fire.
Yeah, they show the orange fire, and you see the Phoenix, the image of the Phoenix.
Yep.
In that fire, and I thought that was really cool. Not X-Men Last Stand Phoenix.
God, that Phoenix was just, I don't know, grotesque looking a little bit, like, and her eyes would go completely black, and then she would just start destroying things, disintegrating things, and it's just like, okay, well, I don't doubt Phoenix can do that, but that's not really Phoenix from the comics. Yeah, like, I liked how Jean unleashed her power, but she was able to control it, kind of like aim it, and now I'm thinking like, okay, is Phoenix gonna cause a problem in the movie set in the 90s, or is she gonna have it under control and be like a badass X-Men character finally?
Well, she is apparently one of the most powerful X-Men.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Especially from Apocalypse, when he sees it, he's like, he says something about like a new power or something. Mm-hmm. And I guess in a way he was kind of honored to be defeated by that power.
Yeah,
at least that's what I saw.
I'm sure that, you know, he was surprised when he saw what kind of power she had. He had no idea she had that. Now, here's the thing, though. I kind of called that Phoenix was going to come into play. She had to, because when I think about Apocalypse, all I knew was that this is the most powerful mutant, and even if all the X-Men team up on him, he's going to be really hard to defeat. And they almost all lost against him, but Phoenix definitely shifted the table back into their favor easily. And I thought, like, what mutant ability could rival or even be more powerful than Apocalypse? And I thought Phoenix. So I'm thinking Phoenix has got to come into a play at some point. All right, well, before we wrap up, let's not forget our favorite cameo of the movie, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. That got me even more pumped for this movie when I saw that in the final trailer, and honestly, it was awesome.
I liked how he had the X-Force headgear on.
Yep.
That was really cool. I don't know. At first, it kind of felt a little cheesy cameo because first of all, you knew it was coming. Mm-hmm. You knew he was in there, and the way they kind of built up that cameo was kind of like, okay, we get it. Can we just see him now?
Yeah.
It's like something in there. It's something. not human, something
It's like,
animalistic.
it sounds like an animal. And Jean's like, no, it's a man. And it's like, okay, we know it's Wolverine. Just give him to us already.
Yeah.
Now, at first, you can, you know, I liked how when he went through the place killing people, it wasn't like flashy action. Hugh Jackman was just showing off his muscles like in Wolverine Origins. No, he's actually just running around just slicing people up. Like, it was just gritty. They didn't try to show it off too much. They showed it happening, and I liked how, yeah, it was like he was really just an animal trying to break loose.
Yeah. And before they let him go, Jean gave him some memories of his back. So we don't know what memories she gave him.
I thought that was really nice, and I swear he looked even more like Wolverine in this movie too, like in a way. Like each movie he's in, Hugh Jackman, the movie after movie, he looks more and more like Wolverine as he goes along.
Mm-hmm.
He just, I don't know, they just get the look down even more. And this one, and I thought Days of Future Past was just about perfect for his look. He had the right build and everything. But then this movie tops that, because, man, like the hair, like I've seen the comic book what Wolverine looks like, and I've seen that exact kind of hairstyle they put in. It was longer, it was more ragged because he'd been locked up for so long, and of course he had the mutton chops right here. They looked even more better than before.
This movie's awesome because it kind of shows us the events of what leads up to what becomes pretty much what I call the Paradise timeline, of where pretty much everybody's alive. Jean's alive, Cyclops is alive,
Mm-hmm.
Storm is alive.
No one dies.
You know, Professor X is still teaching in his floaty chair now. Wolverine's a teacher at the school, teaching history.
Did he have a floaty chair at the end?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
And then
I just remember seeing Cyclops' visor, and I was like, that's not a bad looking visor.
yeah.
I'm really excited to see the 90s movie, where that goes, and I really hope that they keep doing good work, because this movie wasn't as good as Days of Future Past, but it was still really good. It was, if I had to basically, okay, First Class gets a really good 7 out of 10 just because parts of it were kind of cheesy, and parts of it were just kind of like, don't, like just little bits of parts, and that I didn't really care for some of the characters like Angel and whatnot, but because of like great storyline, great introduction of acting from Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy and how they met as Charles and Eric, I give it a 7 out of 10. And Days of Future Past gets a 9 out of 10 because that was just an amazing movie. Apocalypse gets an 8 out of 10. This movie was just really, really good.
So don't forget to like and subscribe. What did you think about the movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it mixed? Did Jennifer Lawrence phone it in? I want to know. And until next time,
We're out.
You spent all this time trying to be your father. And now you're wondering just what it means to be you.
It isn't uncommon.
okay, remember when I said that I was going to drive next? I was lying. We're now in Albuquerque. We have 8 more hours